Good morning, viewers. Back to the
Let me
beginning.
guess. Back to shore.
Back to Final Fantasy we are in. See how well this goes.
What happened here?
Come on. We need to find the others.
Uh-oh, Marvel's missing.
We're best off staying where we are for now, I reckon.
Let's get you to the physics.
Still be nearby.
Sorry.
Sid? What said you'd be coming?
I trust you don't mind. Also thought you might need some help. And it appears he was right.
You, could say that, yes. They're saying the Imperials ascended like a storm. No one was spared their fury. Martha tried to step in and calm things down, but all our efforts got her were a pair of iron shackles and a hard march.
Any idea where?
Judging by their tracks, they headed towards Sorrowwise Bay.
To the Abbey, sheltering Martha's bearers.
The bastards. Jill and I will go after them. You take care of the people here.
We will.
This is a really fucked up
Before you
situation.
go, one of the locals heard something. He said the soldiers were talking about a Cullen. I don't know how big this is, but it doesn't sound good. Be careful out there, Sid.
You do the same.
Callings. Those are never good.
Cole is right. That was no tavern brawl. It was a message.
But a culling. Bearers are the property of the Empire. The garrison wouldn't have the authority to act alone. The orders would have had to have come from higher up.
It's really fucked up who gave the orders. And the blight has already taken these lands.
Look. Up ahead. Martha. Are you hurt?
Don't worry about me. It's them at the Abbey who need you. You have to do something.
Tell us what happened.
What happened? The damn Black Shields, that's what happened.
The Black Shields.
The bastards caught wind. The Abbot and I were helping bearers. They were gonna hang us both. When the sick rose from their beds. Poor souls turned on the Imperials. Distracted them long enough for me to get away.
Then... they may still be alive. Martha, do you think you can make it back to the inn? Cole is there with the other curse breakers.
I think so. Thank you, Clive.
They were gonna hang her all for buying the simple fact of buying 6 slaves.
Some sort of twisted joke. There has only ever been one Order of Shields in Rosaria, and they fought to defend all her citizens.
Seems a step too far. Even for the Empire.
Yeah, the one Order of Shields were the shields Clive was part of, the ones that were designed to protect Rosaria and her people and protect the Phoenix. So Black Shield, something the exact opposite of what he was, is like making a mockery of that organization his father created.
Are we too late?
There must
Yeah,
still
this
be
is-
someone inside.
This is fucked up.
No.
Mind you, these were all mostly defenseless people.
I thought you lot were all spent.
Murderers. They drove the bearers to this.
Wait. These two aren't turned.
That bitch of an innkeeper must have sent them. Colluding with the enemies of the Empire is a serious offense.
And for their crimes shall they be punished. Such is the law. To dwell in darkness that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these our swords we swear. How dare you speak those words? Have you no honor?
Clive.
The oath of the shields, but it's a little bit different than the one Clive said at the beginning of the game. Yeah, this would piss him off. Because it's basically spitting on his brother's image and everything his father and them stood for. Of course, it's Annabella, so who, like, she really gives a crap about any of her people. Not really. That just... Annabella is like one of those people that deserves to die, and you get great pleasure if it happens. She is a character that was written very well, that when she dies, you cheer.
Is that all of them?
I think so. I didn't see the abbot. He may still be alive.
Found her.
The abbot.
They even killed a priest. Yeah.
The bearers died protecting him.
They used the last of their magic
God,
before they
what little magic
purely
they
turned
had
to
left in their
stones.
bodies.
Clive. He's breathing.
We're friends of Martha. We're here to help.
Are the Imperials dead?
They are. Every last one.
If only that were true.
Now that's sad. When he means if only that were true, he means talking about all of them.
The Black Shields will return. The cuttings will continue. Rosaria will never be saved unless we save her. Tell Mother to beg Sil's aid and tell her this wasn't her fault.
I shall. In here! We found a survivor!
Clive.
And he's gone.
He's gone.
More than dust.
We've laid the abbot to rest. But the bearers, they didn't need to die like this.
No, they didn't. But it was their choice. They knew the fate that awaited them and chose to meet it on their terms, fighting for those who fought for them.
Arthur said they rose from their beds, threw themselves at the Imperials so she and the Abbot could escape.
I've gathered the bearer's remains. We should consign them to the tide.
There's a drawbridge not far from here. Radix jump. The currents there are swift. If the Abbot was still with us, he'd have taken the dust there himself and performed the casting. I'll get someone to...
I'll do it.
The casting is basically a form of a funeral.
Cole and I will remain here and see to the Imperials.
This is interesting. He says, I will see to the Imperials, that they're even going so far as to give their enemies a burial. Which is something that I don't think the Imperials would do for them, but at least they do for them. Yeah, this game has a lot of either nuance or stuff that's either on the nose or not. It's the first act is strong. The second act with this is fairly strong. It's when you get to the third act that, like I said on last stream, the quality of writing will dip and dive. This was originally meant to be a 2-disc game, from what I understand in some interviews, but they said since it was PS5, they're like, no, let's try to crunch it into 1 disc. So that probably means a few ideas were left on the cutting room floor. Or a few story points were. At least they didn't do what Final Fantasy 15 did and was like, okay, we're gonna play, we'll launch the game, it'll be incomplete, we'll make all this auxiliary material so people try to understand our story, and the auxiliary material will not tie into it, and oh shit, here's the super boss. The hunts. F you with everything. I hate you hunts.
It's a floating eyeball.
For the first time, Cloud getting his ass kicked in this game. Screw these hunts.
You didn't see that coming.
Nice.
That must be the bridge. So shall the waters cleanse thee of thy burden, and bear it out to sea.
And now they are truly free.
I hope so. What of the Imperials?
A pyre was made. It's more than they deserve. We should go back.
Even Jill's like, we're being too nice.
All right.
Jill's like, we're being too nice when burying these Imperials.
Thank you, Founder.
There's one thing we're learning in this thing. Bears are getting... good. There's one thing we've learned after the time skip. Bears got treated worse.
Oi, look sharp. How do?
Alright, owner. What do I not own from you? No, I bought everything.
That all, is it?
No one.
I'm sorry. Before he passed, one of them bade me tell you not to blame yourself.
Doesn't mean I won't. Doesn't mean their blood's not on my hands. Cole said you cast their remains. That was good of you. But it should have been me. This was all my fault.
How? You couldn't have known.
But I did. And I turned a deaf ear to the warnings like the fool I am. The rumors started moons ago. Of black-clad devils descending on villages in the dead of night to slit the throats of sleeping bearers. But I assumed it was all just nonsense concocted by the Empire. Nothing but a ghost story meant to make folk think twice about lending a hand to a fugitive bearer.
And in ordinary times you would have been right. What these Black Shields are doing is unthinkable. Which begs the question, why do it at all? My mother obviously has a hand in this. I cannot make sense of her actions.
And picking what goes on in that woman's head's a job for someone with more time on their hands. Right now, I need swords and men to wield them, preferably big ones.
We need big swords.
Think they can come in here again and threaten my people? They're in for a rude awakening. Oh, before I forget, a Stolas from Otto landed just before he asked me to tell you that Gav has returned.
Then we must as well.
We can stay longer if you wish.
No need. I'll be ready should the Imperials come calling. Though I wouldn't turn my nose up if you were to lend me a pair of them strapping young...
It's funny, Clive has his own militia practically with the Curse Bearer things. They're practically his own private army. Side quest!
We're not to move.
Oi! You handy with that sword? Of course you are. But now, question is, are you willing to...
Chocobos.
You heard me right. And not just any Whiteheart and her flock, but the brave...
Chocobos.
It's true. Why, go on then.
All right.
Although you'll be amazed who Chocobos
Where
fighting.
can I find these chocobos?
I saw him cut across the way over yonder. You saved Whiteheart and her flock, you hear me? There ain't a pluckier bird in all the world. And don't worry, you'll know.
I'm sure I will.
Good luck to you.
Who had a white Chocobo in Rosaria? That we haven't seen another white Chocobo since
Chocobo.
the prologue.
A white feather. I thought Ambrosia was one of a kind. Speak. Looks like they went that way.
I can kill a few monsters to get a few ability points, which I need. Well, it's like right next door. Don't worry, I'm not gonna go farming. I'm mainly just killing. If it's on the way there, I'm gonna kill it.
These chocobos aren't going down without a fight.
We got you cornered, Feathers. You didn't think you'd seen the last of us, did you? You've been bad for business. But I reckon someone will pay good coin to mount your head on their wall.
Not around here, they won't.
Oh. And why's that, eh?
Because she's something of a hero in these parts. You hurt her, and I hurt you.
Piss off. Or better still, how about we hurt you both?
All right then. But don't say I didn't warn you.
Freeze! Oop, freeze!
You're safe now. White Heart, I presume. Do you know her, boy? That scar. It couldn't be. Ambrosia. It is you. You survived. And you found yourself a flock.
Oi! Is it over? I thought I'd come and see how you were getting on. Oh, well, you sorted the bastards then. I knew you would. And the whole flock made it through unscathed.
Thankfully, they did. And not only that.
Yeah, I was hyping, joking around like, yeah, there's only one White Chocobo, that's Clive's.
Well, I'll be. I never stopped to think our hero here might once have been someone's mount. Though I dare say she'd suit a fine fellow like yourself. Reckon our feathered friend must have learned a thing or two from her master. Kind-hearted warrior that you are. A bird like her would have cost a princely sum. You born a lord or something?
Well,
Oh, no, sorry. I didn't mean to pry. Don't matter who you are. You done right by me.
You can't just go around saying, I'm Clive Rossfield, ex-lord of this
where's the
place.
girl?
She wants her master back, I reckon. Told you. And it seems her pals agree.
Is that it? You want to come with me?
Well, bugger me if this ain't a heartwarming sight. The lads down the stables will be hearing about this tonight. Oh, stay right where you are.
Nah, it's got an eye patch.
Doesn't she cut an handsome figure, eh?
She does indeed. How much do I owe you?
Ah, a few scraps of leather's the very least I owe old Whiteheart. Oh, I'll be sad to see her go, of course. But she's earned her right to happiness and more besides. Don't you worry, we'll get along just fine without her. You hear that, Whiteheart? You've earned yourself some time off. You have fun traveling with your master now. You seem awful familiar now I get a proper look at you. That's it. When those chocobos swarmed my cart on the road, didn't you? No. No, that can't be right. That fellow was a bearer.
Must have been my double.
Oh, must have been, eh? Oh, that'll be the excitement getting to me. Silly sod that I am. Pay me no mind. Anyhow, best be on my way. Good luck to the both of you.
That's the dude who I saved in one side quest earlier in the run.
You take care of your flock for now. I'll call you when I need you.
He references that. Chocobo unlocked. Oh. And Jill gets her own chocobo from the block too. Controls. Just has to show that off. Alright, is there any more quests? Nope. Open world map. Side quests. Nope. Gotta return to the hideaway.
Where's Gav?
Where's Gavin Newsom?
Ah, Clive! Oh, I've missed that scowl.
Where's my report?
What, no kind words for your old pal Gav?
If it's kind words you're after, you're fishing in the wrong barrel. Now sit down, you fool.
So, you remember how quick the Empire was to occupy the Dominion after the fall of Drake's Head? And how pissed off all the other nations were that they didn't think to do it first?
Half a century of independence gone at the whim of a madman. So much for their bloody treaty.
50 years.
The promise of unblighted land and the world's supply of crystals was too much for his radiance to resist. And now the Republic's finally decided to follow suit, using liberation as an excuse to declare war on Sambrek. Lined up right outside the Dominion's gates as we speak, looking to starve the Imperials into submission.
And now all eyes are on the Strait of Author.
Well, the two nations beat their shields. The rest sharpen their daggers. ready to set upon the war-weary victor. They'll never see us coming. It's time we moved on the Mother Crystals.
To the next Mother Crystal to destroy.
4 Mother Crystals remain in Storm and Ash. Drake's Breath near Ironhome. Drake's Fang in Dhalmekia. Drake's Spine in Waloed. And Drake's Tail here in the Crystalline Dominion.
With the bulk of the Republican army marching to Twinside, Drake's Fang will be left exposed.
That is exactly the move Kupka would anticipate. And if there is anything these past 5 years have taught us, is that he loves his traps. There is one place, however, where nobody will be expecting us to go.
Drake's Breath.
There's a shitload of sea between us and it, and I've never been much of a swimmer.
I have an acquaintance in Port Isolde who may be able to help.
Who's that then?
My uncle, Byron Rossfield.
Lord Byron Rossfield of the 7 High Houses, the trade magnate with holdings in over 100 cities. Wait, Rossfield. And you're a Rossfield, of course.
I gab with his scar.
His name gave him his start in the world, but it was his acumen which earned him his fortune, along with a handsome fleet of ships.
Well, it's settled then. What are we waiting for, eh? Huh?
Alright, now to show you why the hunt board is annoying.
What are we waiting for, indeed?
Hey, let me open my junk box. Side quest!
Think it's alright to touch him?
Clive? What do you
Let
want?
me use the forge, my friend.
Not bad, if I do say so myself.
No.
No scratches, right? Not bad, if I do say so myself.
There we go, I've upgraded to the one they want you to have, linen bolt by this
Anything
game.
else?
Okay, the base building mechanic kind of works like the more you help around the base, the more stuff is kind of added to it. Like, you'll recruit a gardener, you'll recruit this, more people will join your cause. That's basically the base building mechanic.
See, I am...
Is everything all right?
Oh, yeah, it's just... Well, as you know...
It's good to know that something of the old hideaway still lives on.
Martel's pride and joy. It was a sapling when she rescued it from the rubble, but look at it now. All her hard work, I took it on, you see, after she died. And now the fruit's finally... And not only is it ready, it's actually tasty. Sweet as you like, in fact. She bred...
Impressive.
And well, I thought this first harvest could go to the curse breakers, on account of all they do for the... You couldn't take them some, could you? See...
Of course I'm gonna take my men the fruit of their harvest.
She always had a soft spot for that lot, see? And once they've had their share, here you go.
And we helped that same woman in an earlier side quest.
Martel, today's finally the day.
In the old hideaway. If you look at the blog. I was not joking when I said I would do most of the side quests I could get. Other than the hunts. And I'm good.
Did you come through the forge today? It smells like a still. And you say Sid built this place?
Somehow I doubt it was all Clive's doing. It probably was a group collab between him, Taj, Gab, and Otto to get this place up and running. Because the amount of resources you need to build this place would be huge! 5 years getting this place up and running is a big feat, though.
Yeah.
Martel. Now, where have I heard that name before?
Weren't she the girl from the Furrows?
Course she was. An odd sort.
Aye, and brave as a bane might. Remember when she ran back into the hideaway to collect them trees when Titan attacked?
These aren't those apples, are they? Well, I'll be. She'd have been proud, and rightly so.
Doesn't sound like any.
Now, if you do these side quests, you get rewards from her.
The patrons, what does that mean?
Oh no, that's still me. It's just Karen has a... I still catalogue every item that arrives, in addition to setting aside though. Your benefactors are a generous lot. You earned this. All yours. All done?
Clive. Here you go. I think you can
Meaning I've done all the side quests. He basically shows you where they're at. But now to show you why I meant how...
Ah, yes. Our mysterious Moogle friend. I'll stick with Nectar if it's... The hunt board. It's where the curse break, just because they can't be... Right. What the people of Valor, the last thing they need is ungodly. Then perhaps I can.
Let me just show you why this is annoying. Here's a quest. A trader coming by the way of Carnarvon with a troop of curse breakers traveling the opposite direction warned of the wicked. Winged harpy rode ahead, his eyes flickering through the curse breakers. Nothing unfold their own journey through their past. The sounds of cackling laughter and trees and started kept space. That's so vague on where to go, you kind of have to guess. And then there's this one. Reports have received of wild arrow size and make it top of the hill, adjust to East Pool. So it's like it's literally go to the right of Arnfeld. So if we go to East Pool on the world. Oh crap, we can't. Huh? Oh, it's a main quest. I can't get to East Pool yet because they blocked it out.
A gift from the backyard. For your service.
Blimey, these take me back. I even have them right from the branch, made Martel livid. Not that anyone could stay mad at them.
That sounds like the Sid I knew, all right.
Planning on keeping that lot to yourselves? Hang on. These aren't Martels, are they? I'm glad to see someone carried on what she started. Can't have been easy. Not in the dead. Reckon she'd be happy knowing all her hard work. And Clive, tell the lad down in the backyard to run some over.
Not so much as if... Well, I've got... You can leave the basket with me.
That was the last of the apples. I should head to the backyard and pass along everyone's regards.
Yeah, I have the ending song playing in the background because I unlocked it through all the buying and stuff you do. And side questing. And a lot of the other stuff you have to do.
And you say Sid built this place?
How much water can a flower drink? It's not the...
The Cursebreakers send their thanks. They were clearly very fond.
They remembered her. I suppose she was very kind, even to a tongue-tied lummox like me. You were one of the good ones, Martel. She put everything into her work. She wasn't going to rest until we had fruit sweet enough to enjoy. When she died, I named a sapling after her. And now it's a full-grown tree. Martel lives on through the fruit it bears.
And through you. Her dream would have died with her.
I didn't do anything really, but thank you. You're kinder to me than I deserve.
By the way, Otto's expecting some of your crop.
Of course not. I'll see that you... They like your fruit, Mart.
Now here's something interesting that I'll show you. For every side quest you kind of do, this base building mechanic that I keep talking about, you get these little rewards like you just saw, the little apple thing. Well, more side quests you do, you get this. Alright, I'm so changing that song because that's going to blast me for copy wrong. Because that's the ending song. Oh, Torgal, aren't you just being pestered by children? But this is what you get for doing more and more side quests. If you look on the wall, there's the apples, there's the Chocobo's thing. So every side quest you get, you can kind of get like something to add more to your trophy of your wall in your room, which is really cool. Ambrosia, let's give her that one. Torgo, let's give him a little bit of an overhaul. Now I can change it to the Ragnarok, the Flame Tongue, the Stormcry, the Ancient Sword, the Coral Sword. Yeah, these are all the swords I went and got out of my way in the first playthrough I did of this game. Let's walk around with the Buster Sword for a little bit.
I hear there's trouble in those areas. Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav? He didn't seem pleased.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dhalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
I always knew that I would return one day. Return to Ironhome.
For what?
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past. If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
We will face it together then.
To the end.
Come on.
Bloodline is the name of the quest. That's
How far do
funny.
you think your mother's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can and hear their stories. Starting with the village of Amber.
Fly, Ambrosia. Be safe.
Let's just kill a few enemies that are on the way there. As I always say, if it's on the way, kill it. You will reap the rewards more often in ability points. Now with that many ability points, I can go and buy... Oops, I'm still in combat phase. Mastered. And mastered. Now I need 20,000 to upgrade that one.
Mockery of justice is what it is. Lord Elwyn would never have stood for this.
Quiet, you!
Jill.
Rosaria must be cleansed of this. 'Twould be a pity to make examples of you all for the transgressions of but a handful.
Of course, your lordship. You shall have our full...
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's barely room to hide a bit.
Then they must be here for something.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the miller's son?
I ain't got much, but what's mine is yours, for a price. Are you well?
Excuse me.
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There's been attacks on the garrison, supplies stolen. They even say a Black Shield was murdered. The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants, the Empire gets.
Don't they just?
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin for... You have to be dull as a sack of stones to think you can take on the Empire. You seen him?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shields. At least I think they was the Black Shields. Can't say I ever saw one before.
Was this the first time they visited?
But what do you think? Amber's the arse end of nowhere. And they thought we might be harbouring fire. If only we were. I might have turned them in and become a Black Shield myself.
Jesus!
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know. But we need to find out. Greetings, friend.
I know that.
We couldn't help noticing those Imperial soldiers who were here earlier.
Don't you go telling these straight... I speak for the people of this village, and we have nothing more. You are to leave Amber and never...
May I at least...
I don't know who you are or what brings you here, but your presence puts... The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. But as long as we keep our heads down and pay our tributes, some might call it submission. But if it will spare my people the Viceroy's wrath, then I will glad. This village will not become another East Pole.
Then we shall be on our way. These people live with a knife to their throats. In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Nope.
Obedience bought with fear.
Are you all right?
Sorry, It's nothing. We still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are, the Imperials deem them worth pursuing to the back of beyond. But other than Martha, who else in Rosaria would have the courage to stand against the Empire? The new ally would certainly be... Perhaps the next village will yield more answers.
Perhaps.
the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
Ever since the apothecary, we've seen more and more of these echoes.
What do you think is waking them? The mother crystals collapse?
I have an idea. You're not going to like it.
It's over. It's over.
More of my mother's men.
Farewell.
Blood, Clive.
And still wet.
You were told to stay in your homes.
The Black Shields.
You know who we are. And still, you would bear your steel. Why then, we owe you our thanks. You have saved us the trouble of an interrogation. To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these, our swords we swear.
Say that again. I'll show you a true shot to Rosaria.
It's over.
Tell me what I want and the end will be swift. Who are you looking for?
Why, you. We come bearing a message. Your friends have been found. The branded you freed from our camps. They await you in Ordeal. Guardians of the Flame.
Those are Old Hill's gates.
Then we hurry. find something, boy. Death.
Found her.
Another East pool. They're all branded.
This was my mother's doing.
But why? Why would anyone?
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Oh, Clive.
I will learn what madness drives her, and I will end it. We should go.
Yes.
We can't leave them here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
We're approaching Buick Bridge. Though I doubt the Empire would let us cross over to Rosalith. They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home. The Lazarus. What happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. I'd hope my uncle fared better. That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
Let us pass! My children are starving! Have mercy! Voice-rinsed dogs they are! You can't ignore us forever!
Let us in, or we'll die on your doorstep!
Better out there than in here. Fuck off.
I'm the cheapest bastards. Those crystals belong to us all.
I said, where were you, filth? Back to your sties. Cut you down where you stand.
Destroy it!
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in. I thought we might be able to reason with the guards. Or at least bribe them.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built, so that they could visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble. The Lazarus. We'll find our way into the city there.
If you're sure. The entire place looked abandoned. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is abandoned.
Black light burns.
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
I'll be right back, everyone.
Looking for.
Forgive me. Oh, I had to go grab and do something real quick. I suppose we'll get one more cutscene out of the way on this main quest and call it a little bit of day for a little bit, and I'll probably come back to it later today. If I can, assuming nothing comes up.
This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
Not abandoned then.
Oi! Visitors!
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out.
Feel the flames of Rosaria fighters! Here before your god! Did I get a little too bloodthirsty?
I've only ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
It can't be. I was there when you died.
It's Wade!
Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us. Founder, it really is you.
It is. So wait.
We can speak inside.
I imagine Sir Wade is overjoyed. His lord is back, and so is his lady. Well, we can call Lady Jill. They might as well be an item at this point, because everyone accepts it.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye. The foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord. But in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm.
Yeah, she's basically abandoned it.
Home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
But what about her other two sons?
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge.
Then so do we. Make ready. This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
What is it you require?
No, wait. I don't have this? When is there something I don't own?
Wish, my lord.
No, I don't want to equip that. I just want to make sure I own everything.
I will be here should you need aught else.
Tell us nothing, Sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians, the Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by parties of my brothers hidden throughout the surrounding hills. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without fear of being... While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units, which we can use to our advantage.
Guerrilla warfare.
Exactly.
Small enough, now that I have you and Lady Jill for company. I doubt I could have...
But until we arrived, that was your plan.
So Wade, the bearers from Old Ed have been laid to rest.
Very good.
As you command.
Thank you, Sir Wade. Perhaps now they will find peace.
There is but one thing which will grant them peace. Putting an end to the Black Shields.
And so we shall.
Well, let's put it into the Black Shields before we call it
We'll keep them from the blessing of the
a
Phoenix.
day on this.
How long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village. We tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since. There they are. On your command, my lord.
Charge!
What is it now? I told you! We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Sheep? Die along with your flame! For Rosaria!
For Rosaria!
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we swear.
Freeze!
Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far bank!
Another wyvern to fight their battles for them.
More dragons.
Worms. The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't say I'm flattered.
And here's the big boy.
Albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point. That this land is in dire need of cleansing.
So wait!
Found her. There's no one left to keep them occupied. We need to finish this.
You mean finish him?
I don't see any more.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
It did. It bloody worked. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud.
Perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again. I often wonder if the nation we once knew is gone for good. Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it. As we always have, and always will. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die. And her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy, my lord.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to the gallows, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might prove his downfall.
He plays the game of houses.
He remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience, especially since you're famously dead.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will know where your loyalties lie.
God, how many seals and stuff do you get, Clive? Where do you wear all these little badges?
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again. Unless you deserve it. If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you. Or the Lord Commander.
Well, Sir Tyler got injured, but at least Sir Wade survived.
I know. Go on now, my lord.
Cutscene.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
What Clyde does here is so tuny.
Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit.
Hello, Gandalf.
Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue! You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshard. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
The only way to prove it was him to play was
Still the finest matter in the twins.
a play that they once did as kids.
My dear boy, it's really you.
Something that only his uncle would know.
You always were fond of that scene from The Saint in the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale
I
me with the
love
tale of
Uncle
your
Byron in
miraculous
this series.
preservation on an empty stomach.
Uncle Byron is like awesome. Next to Gab, he's like the best support character you got.
See that you use the good plates, Rutherford.
He is awesome.
So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you?
has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster.
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
This is hilarious.
Whose authority?
Your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar. Is that true?
Ouch.
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing.
I was like, is that true? I'm a horrible liar?
I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy. But now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
God, I love Uncle Byron.
Over there. Go on.
She's a fine ship, isn't she?
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days.
Something on your mind?
Okay, as soon as I get to the save point, I have to save because there's so much to talk about with Jill.
When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that Lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could.
The murdering of children and women would get her to
became their puppet.
turn into a dominant.
I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive, do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
Clive's already settled his past at Phoenix Gate. Now it's Jill's turn to go through that.
I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Holy crap, I hope there's a save point soon, because Jesus, Jill has a lot of backstory and lore and stuff that I have to explain.
Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
Although it seems Square took a page out of Kojima's book. Okay. He'll be monsters. Before I quit, there's something I have to go to first to prove all these side quests to show you.
How did we never
That little green meter you get helps you out by doing this.
How may I help you today, Clive?
You get this, the Berserker ring for doing that. And then when your 100 gang gets 100 renown, you'll get more donations. Now that we've done that, I am going to save, because when next we come back, holy crap, is there a ton of lore to go through, or just Jill alone. This is the Matter of Your Kiyoma signing off. I hope you enjoyed this VOD and enjoy more of this. Maybe I'll see y'all tomorrow, or maybe a little bit today, or whenever it can be soon. Enjoy the VOD and enjoy this, what I've talked about on Final Fantasy XVI. And more side quests and hunts to come. Later.